How you guys doing?
There he
Hey
is.
there.
It's working. How's everybody today?
We're good. We're just kind of chilling out for a minute or two, let everyone have a chance to jump on.
Yeah, of course. Awesome. Great.
What are you up to?
So,
I am working on some new music, believe it or not, and I just got an interview regarding the movie Condition of Return with a local magazine here called The Pitch. So for those of you guys watching, be sure to check that out. I'll be posting links where you guys can see that later.
Awesome.
great.
Yeah.
So, why don't you tell everyone who you are and what you're all about?
I would love to. So my name is Nate Evans. I'm a professional recording artist of 20 years, and I'm also a professional photographer of 5 years. And I started making artwork about 6 years ago. So, yeah, I've been making music from editing, directing my own music videos, and then from there, that's how I got into photography because I was trying to save some money on hiring somebody to shoot the footage. So I decided to buy a camera. I learned how to take pictures from the gentleman who used to take my photos, and then the rest is kind of history. I featured in Starbucks, and then people wanted to buy the artwork. So I was like, this might be a good gig for me to do on the side. So balancing the two can be a little bit of work, but I'm glad I get to have two ways to express myself from music, art to photography. So it's awesome.
Oh, cool. So we're going to be talking about Condition of Return, the film we made, and I'm Tommy Stovall, the director,
I'm Mark Sterling, the producer.
and we met Nate shortly before we filmed Condition of Return, and we found out that he he's an actor as well as uh, a musician. He composes and performs his own music, and uh, so tell us what your experience was like coming to the set of Condition of Return, and how it all how it all was
Like, yeah.
for you.
So, so for those of you watching, as I just mentioned, I make music, but I also shoot my own music videos and edit my own music videos, of course. So to do something like that with a small little camera, a 3 minute music video, took me 6 months to edit and complete. And then to be on set and see these huge cameras and everybody working together as a team to make a movie, it was overwhelming and exciting. You see the behind the scenes stuff on movies and DVDs, but to actually be there is a whole different experience. Um, I was really impressed by being on set, how organized everything was. I was like, how do they organize everything? I mean, it's from this to this, and everything was just so well organized. I'm out shooting my own music videos. I'm like, what do I want to do next? And this and this. But I know obviously time is money. But yeah, to see the huge cameras you guys use, to see the actors on set, to see the actual lighting people, and then crew and staff. People need to be fed, and then we have extras. So it was just a surreal experience to be there and see how you guys actually make a movie.
So I got a question for you.
Yes.
We did the red carpet last month, and I think you were pretty excited about attending. And what can you tell us kind of what it was like, for you and your experience?
Yeah, so for viewers, I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen a red carpet on, TMZ or the news and stuff like that. And so from what I've seen, it looked like, oh, everyone's taking your picture at once when you're at the red carpet. But I was, again, surprised how organized the actual red carpet was. I started off at the end. They had my name up so the photographers knew who I was. Started off with one photographer, posed, took my picture, and they kind of like moved to the next. I'm like, oh, this is how it works. It's not everybody at once because obviously I wouldn't know which camera to look at. So I thought that was awesome. I was like, wow, even the red carpet's organized. So it was awesome. I was on there for about a minute. Yes, I did time how long it was on the red carpet, you guys. So it was another surreal experience. I didn't trip and fall, you guys. It was an amazing experience just to be on the red carpet and actually see how that works on top of how a movie was made. So yeah, it was an amazing experience. And again, you guys, thanks for having me out there for it.
Yeah. So Nate has three songs that are in the movie. We used three of his songs as background music in a couple of the scenes, and he was nice enough to offer his music to us, and and it worked perfectly. So what's that like? You saw the film at the Sedona International Film Festival first. So what was that like when you were watching the film and your songs
So yeah,
came on?
exactly. So the first thing is finding out that three of my songs, thank you very much for using them, were chosen to be in a movie. But then it was like, wow, I wonder what scene they're going to be in, and I wonder how long it's going to play. So obviously, all the anticipation building up for almost a year, going to the Sedona premiere, which was amazing, and then sitting in a movie theater, and then not knowing when it's going to play, and then boom, there it goes. And then I had to try to keep my mouth shut. So in the movie, but oh my gosh, this is that. I was like, so yeah, I was covering my mouth and screaming at the same time. And again, I was surprised how long Murder Mystery was playing. I mean, I think I've counted a 2 minute clock there for that party scene, you guys. So that was an honor. You know, a song that I made almost 15 years ago is finally getting some recognition. You know, I've heard it a million times, but not everybody's actually heard it. So it's still fresh. It's still brand new to the listeners and stuff. And it did work great in the scene. So I was really impressed how the editing and sound mixing worked into that scene for the music.
Yeah. So you had a little private watching party at in Kansas City, where you are.
Yeah.
And what do you think? After listening, you've watched it a couple of times. What's your favorite scene in the movie, or like just overall? What do you get? What really yeah, that really hit home.
Well, you guys are asking. You're asking the recording artist, what's his favorite scene? I wonder if it's the one where my music was playing in the club scene. So obviously, yeah, because it's like dream come true. So I'll probably be watching that forever, and. But there was, I mean, I respect actors. I respect all the work that goes into, putting on a good performance. So Anna McCord's had some really good scenes where she was kind of breaking down and crying. So the scene was even shown in the trailer. So you guys definitely need to check out the trailer. If you haven't watched the movie, it's streaming now. And where to cry on scene and spot. I don't know how many times that might have taken her, but she did it so well, and it was so believable, that I was really intrigued. Like, wow, how does she do that? I mean, I can sing and I can do some acting, but to just start crying and expressing yourself and playing the character, that was the scene that really got me. Where I think she was in next to a sink and she was like crying and she just started breaking down. It was really that's pretty much a scene that always stuck out to me. Yeah.
So Zaino's asking what scenes are your songs in. The first scene, there's a bar scene where the main character Eve meets her future husband Darren, and your song is basically the club music in the bar that's playing in the background. And then there's another scene in the bar where another song of yours is playing, and then we have a cafe scene where your song is playing. So
that's the six. I'm watching the movie and then I'm listening and I was like, where? Oh, there, and then I'm also here. I am looking for artwork because I have some of that featured in the movie as well, which was an honor. So I'm nitpicky and I actually noticed another piece the second time through watching the movie. So it's all sorts of Easter eggs for me. But yeah, it was an honor and privilege. So thank you guys.
Yeah, I don't know if everyone realizes, but when you're shooting a scene and you could be pointing in a certain direction, and if there's anything on the walls or anything on a shelf or anything, and if it's a piece of art or something done by an artist, or there's so many different rules, you got to get permission from that artist in order for it to be in the movie. So we had to replace a couple things. And Nate also was very gracious to allow us to use some artwork, which was really cool. So we appreciate that too.
Yeah, and it was awesome. A learning experience for me too, because I had no idea about artwork being featured in a movie. I never knew that was a thing. Outside, licensing music, having that, and it was great. But I was like, wow, that does make sense. Plus, if you want to have cut costs on. You're dishing off money on a movie, you go with somebody local or somebody, there's so many different options. So I appreciate you guys going with somebody who's, making custom artwork. So yeah, thank you.
And we didn't even have to sacrifice any quality. We got high quality, so that was
Yeah,
great.
I made 7 pieces, you guys. 2 of them made them. I mean, like, I was like, whatever you want, just tell me, and I'm here. As soon as you guys gave me the go, I was on it. So I appreciate it. Yeah. So thank you guys very much. And of course, for those of you, you'll get to check the film out. There's a where my artwork's featured is, there's a police station scene, and it's actually a picture of my mom's garden with a flag. So even my mom got some airtime in the movie. So with all her gardening, which she loves to do, I'm in the movie now. I was like, yeah, Mom. I was like, all the hard work paid off out there, guys. So she's loving it as well too. So thank you,
Okay, so
guys.
I want to bring up a little sensitive subject where you actually had a role in the film as an actor.
We're actually going to talk. Okay.
You were a wedding photographer,
Yes.
and Tommy, why don't you tell what set the scene?
Well, just first of all, how was the experience of that shooting that scene as an actor?
Set the scene so they know what's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah. You're a photographer and you're taking wedding photos.
Yeah.
In a wedding scene.
Okay. So yeah, well, one easy, you're going to ask the professional photographer to be a photographer. So at least I know how to work the camera, you guys. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would say, well, for anybody watching and actors and stuff, I mean, all the years I've spent making reels and Instagram lives and just speaking, having the experience talking, like I'm talking to you guys now, all that actually paid off in a way where when I was finally in front of the camera, I wasn't really afraid to be in front of I was like, I've been shooting my own music videos for years. It's just another camera. Hence, I will point out that I had like 30 people behind the camera while I was shooting my scene, and I could see everybody. And so that was an experience to have a huge boom mic right up here, and then they even did some scenes where where you guys were wanting me to, just not speak, but, take pictures so they could get the sound, the clicking of the camera and stuff like that. So it was amazing. I had no idea what I was going into. It was a learning experience, even that you guys told me, like, the first day I was on set for 7 hours. I was getting ready to go on, but then the scene got pushed back to the next day because, you guys can only shoot so many hours in a day. So I went back the next day, did my scene, and then even when I flew out to film the scene, I think you guys had added some extra dialogue that I was, it wasn't a ton, but I was like, here I am for 7 hours. Oh, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up.
Yeah.
There was a part where I was holding the camera and my hand was shaking a little bit. So, but I think I pulled it off well, and just have the experience. And I mean, can I talk about that? How it wasn't featured in the movie and stuff like that?
Yeah, you did a great job. Unfortunately, the scene had to be cut, not because of anything that happened with the scene that we shot with you.
I didn't do a bad job, you guys.
No, not at all.
You're happy. It's horrible.
Yeah. The story was we were shooting his side of the scene, and the other side of the scene, the actors couldn't be there that day. They were here on a different day, so we had planned to shoot that part later. And when we shot that part, it didn't work because of green screen issues and whatever. So unfortunately, we had to cut that scene. But that's what happens a lot. In film.
And so adding to that, so obviously, welcome to showbiz, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, like, just because you shoot a scene in a movie doesn't mean you're going to be in it. And so, you guys, everybody knows. I mean, there's tons of movies out there. Lord of the Rings was like 5 hours, but they had to cut it down to 3. They shot all these scenes. So mentally, I was prepared that might happen, but I also had the experience that me directing and shooting my own music videos where I shot like a party scene where I was performing, and that took like 3 hours, and I had all, like 50 extras, and I can't fit everybody in that 30-second time slot. And so they had to be cut. So I was prepared. I was like, that might happen to me, but at least I had the experience, and it did happen. But hey, I'm not complaining, ladies and gentlemen. I still had 3 songs and some artwork featured in the movie. So thank you, Marc and Tommy, for still giving me some other options. So thank you, guys.
Yeah. And so Zaina asked if we would use your music again in the future, and the answer is yes, absolutely. Nate has a lot of music that you can find out there, and it's all good. So yeah, definitely.
At NateEvansMusic.com.
Yeah, no, like as I mentioned, well, for those of you watching, you guys can listen to my music for free anywhere. You should just you have to go download an album on iTunes. Now you have Spotify, you have Pandora, Apple Music, anywhere. Just type in Nate Evans, and then you guys will see my music. My newest album, which is called A New Way 2.0, which features the songs from the movie that's on there now, and that just came out this year. And then, of course, I actually have. You can probably see them in the background here, you guys, but there's actual physical collector's copies. For those of you watching, do you guys even know what a CD is? Because now we've moved to digital and stuff, but I still have physical albums, you guys, and I can autograph these and mail them out to you guys. So, yeah, you can check this stuff out on my website and on Facebook and stuff like that.
Right.
Don's asking.
Was your music in all the bar scenes? Yeah, Don, I think the early bar scenes were where his music appears. The scene that you were in, I think you're talking about, is a scene toward the end of the film, and that's a different song done by the guy who scored the movie. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so Condition of Return. What are your thoughts on the film, and what do you think people will get out of it when they see it?
Yeah, so that was the big thing. So again, for those of you watching and stuff here, it's one thing to be part of a movie, but then to wait almost 2 years for it to come out, it's like, and I saw specific scenes, but then to see it all come together and watch the movie, oh, that's that scene. So yeah, this movie, I love crime, horror, and thriller, and you're going to find all those things in this movie, and for me, which I was really surprised with, I saw it in Sedona, and then we had the red carpet in Hollywood, which was amazing. When I saw it the second time, I realized there was some extra surprises. I know I'm not going to do spoilers, but regarding actors and things that were kind of hidden in there that I never saw the first time. So I'm actually recommending you, don't watch it once, watch it twice. Watch it once and enjoy the movie. Watch it twice and focus on the actors and the scenery and the background around and all that stuff like that. Because this does have some hidden, like I would say, messages and plot twists. It almost changes the movie. It ended one way, but then I watched it again. And I was like, oh, so there's tons of different ways you can interpret like how the movie plays out at the end. So yeah, anybody who likes crime, horror, thriller, it does keep you, I would say, fairly on the edge of your seat because you don't really know what's going to happen next. Great acting, great editing, production, and stuff like that. It's definitely something you guys, if you going to the movies, production wise, it's just as good quality wise. So again, it's streaming now. You definitely need to go check it out, you guys. Condition of Return. It's an amazing movie.
And so people can find out where they can see it by going to conditionofreturn.com. So yeah, go to our website.
Tell where we can find it.
Yeah, you can find it on your local cable provider, satellite provider, DirecTV, Dish, Comcast, all those services, and you can find it on Apple TV,
Yes.
YouTube Movies, Vudu, iTunes,
Yeah.
Google Play. So
it'll be on Amazon shortly.
It'll be on Amazon shortly.
Okay.
And like I said, if you go to conditionofreturn.com, we'll have links there to where you can, all the places you can see it.
Good. So lots of options, you guys. So no excuses for those of you trying to watch it, because I know most of you guys who are watching have cable. I know you guys have iTunes and YouTube and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely go check out the movie.
Great.
All right. Any final words before we go, Nate?
Yes. First, I would like to thank Marc and Tommy for giving me the privilege to be a part of this movie. Like as I tell people, 20 years of my life paying off, and then again, pointing out, I was depressed and suicidal, and that's how I got into music. And to be able to give back and hopefully inspire those of you who are watching, who have a dream, hard work will pay off. It just might not be overnight. It might be 20 years later. So never give up. I never did. I want to give a shout out to my producer, Tom Woosley, the gentleman who taught me how to do photography, Kevin Keith, Jody Phillips Dance Company, and Rochelle Spears. All these people have been supporting me over the years, and everyone who's been watching and listening to my music. Thank you guys so very much. It's been a dream come true. I lost my dad to cancer 5 years ago, and I know he's super proud of the progress that I've made as far as having the opportunity to be in this movie. So thank you guys for giving me a lifelong experience that'll last me till the rest of my life. It's been amazing. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you again for lending your talents
Anytime.
to the film, and
Anytime.
and thanks so much for being with us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And support
I
Nate.
appreciate it.
Support Nate. Check out his music. I
Yeah.
think you're really
Check it out.
going to be impressed.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. We'll see you
Thanks, guys.
again
Thanks
soon.
for watching.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.